Dear students, let's talk about anticholinergic drugs. Now, what are anticholinergic drugs? Anticholinergic drugs are actually anti-muscarinic drugs. That means the drugs which block the muscarinic receptors. Okay. As you know that anticholinergic drugs are divided into two parts. One is anti-muscarinic and another is anti-nicotinic. The nicotinic part are not actually included in anticholinergic under this term anticholinergic drugs because they are called ganglion blockers and neuromuscular blockers. So anticholinergic drug is actually synonymous to anti-muscarinic drugs. Okay, and atropine is the prototype drug of this group. Now come to the classification of anticholinergic drugs. They can be classified according to their source or they can be classified according to their function. Okay, the classification according to source is very simple: natural source, semi-synthetic source, synthetic source. So we can get anticholinergic drugs from natural source, for example atropine and hyoscine. From semi-synthetic source, for example homotropin or ipratropium bromide, and there are drugs which can be synthesized in the lab, for example tropicamide, trihexyphenidyl, etc. Now come to the functional classification, which is the most important classification. Number one is mydriatics. So atropine has mydriatic property. So this can be used for mydriasis. For example, homotropin, tropicamide, cyclopentolate, etc. Then anti-secretory. For example, pirenzepine, telenzepine. These drugs are anti-secretory. Then antispasmodics, which can be used in spasmodic type of pain. For example, hyoscine, dicyclomine. Then anti-motion sickness. Some drugs are used in motion sickness. Some people have the tendency of vomiting when they ride in a car or a bus. So in this type of cases, we can use these drugs. For example, hyoscine. There are anti-Parkinsonian drugs in this group. For example, procyclidine, bipyridine. Anti-Parkinsonism. You know that Parkinsonism is a condition which develops mainly in the elderly. The patient cannot move their hands, their limbs actually. So in this type of patients, we can use these drugs. And in asthmatic patients, we can use ipratropium bromide, tiotropium bromide. And in case of urinary disease, some people have overactive urinary bladder. In that case, we can use this type of drugs. For example, tolterodine, oxybutynin. Let's look at some other group of drugs which have anticholinergic properties or antimuscarinic properties. For example, tricyclic antidepressants, antihistamines, phenothiazines. Phenothiazines are a class of antipsychotic drugs. Okay? And tricyclic antidepressants are used in depression. Now come to the pharmacological actions of atropine. Where atropine, what are the actions they produce? Okay. On the heart, it causes tachycardia by blocking M2 receptors on SA node and AV node. Okay. On blood pressure, they usually do not have that much effect. Okay. They have some effects on eye. What are their effects on eye? They cause mydriasis and cycloplegia. Okay, so mydriasis means the dilatation of pupil and cycloplegia means paralysis of the ciliary muscle, and that results in photophobia and blurring of vision. And they can increase intraocular pressure in narrow angle glaucoma. How they cause this? We will discuss this when we will study anti-glaucoma drugs.